So this is a little unconventional, but I wanted to reach out to, I guess the camera's over there, wanted to reach out to everybody with a quick message that directly impacts you. If you have either sent me a refinance referral in the last few days, have inquired about a refinance in the last few days, or actually have a refinance in process right at this moment. And some of you know me really well, some of you don't know me at all, so this is going to kind of catch you off guard. But this is important, and I thought rarely can you talk to those three groups of people all at the same time and have it make sense. So I'm going to break this into two parts. One, what's going on, how it directly impacts you, and then you can kind of jump off this video. And the second half, I'm going to really explain why all this is going on and get a little bit technical, and you may or may not be interested in that. So what's going on right now is that this is an $11 trillion, sorry, the glare is really bad. When I get technical, I put that on. So $11 trillion total outstanding mortgage debt, and usually the industry does about 1 to 2 trillion a year in new originations. And this year, we're expecting between 5 and 8 trillion just based off of what's happened in the last 30 days. Rates came crashing down, took a lot of refinance applications, got a lot of things started, and then some things happened in the market and rates went back up. So we are no longer at those lows that you've been hearing about. And I can explain why in the last half of that. So how this affects you, if you're sending me refinance referrals, first of all, don't ever stop that. Thank you so much for thinking of me. And somebody apologized for sending me a referral the other day because they know that I'm swamped, and stop. That's you should always feel free to do that. Second, if you are in process right now, then good job. You locked at the right time, and we need to make sure, and I don't really need to say this, I guess, because most of the people I've been working with have been great. Getting docs, signing disclosures, all that stuff has to happen. We need to get you done by the lock expiration dates, so that we don't miss out on the deal that you have, because it is probably not there anymore. And for the people who have heard about these great rates and have reached out over the last few days, I'm starting to have to turn people away. And as a salesperson, that is the most uncomfortable thing that you can do. And the reason I'm doing this video is because the thing that makes me somebody that people trust is a strength from a business standpoint, but maybe a weakness as a human. I am just terrified of letting people down. And that's why I wanted to get this message out and get it to everybody so that you can hear kind of the same thing. And I'll explain why this is happening. But those deals that you heard about are no longer available. And it's not your fault for missing it. How were you supposed to know they would come and go so fast? And honestly, they may be back. So the message to you who have reached out as a potential refinance, you may be hearing from me in the future when this kind of shifts again. And there's been more volatility in the market. So now part two, the technical aspect. The amount of volatility in the market is really unprecedented, and there are some traditional measures that we use to try to figure out where rates are going or what's happening in the mortgage market. The 10-year Treasury is a very commonly used benchmark to kind of gauge what's happening to rates, and that is no longer reliable as of about 2 days ago. There is a divergence, and have a master's in finance, but that doesn't make me super technical when it comes to terminology, so forgive me there. But the MBS markets, which actually truly drives mortgage pricing, has split from the Treasury markets for a number of reasons. And what that means is that people think rates are still going down, and in fact, they've already bounced back up about a point and a half in the last 36 hours, which is crazy fast. And that might reverse any moment because of the way the market is going. And the other thing that's happening is lenders are reaching capacity and they are raising their own interest rates despite what the market is doing. So you've got the cost of funds going down in the market, and then you've got people not turning that into buying more mortgage-backed securities, and which would raise the price of the mortgage-backed securities, which would lower the interest rate. So that's not happening like it was for a number of reasons. One of those reasons, prepayment risk, convexity hedging, convexity buying, and then there's volume. So how do you slow down people from refinancing? You raise your rates. Then there's been true rebounding in the market that happened today. And all those things combined have really sort of eroded some of those gains. If you have more specific questions, I'm getting kind of nerdy on you here, feel free to reach out. Don't want to make this a 10-minute video. Just wanted to get that message out. If you're in process, good job. If you missed the boat by a little bit, don't feel bad. That ship might come back around. The only thing I ask of you is that if I tell you to hop on, be ready to hop on, because it can come and go. This could be a thing where there's small windows available and then volume kicks up. This is like a nationwide thing. This isn't maybe some people can refinance. This is historical levels of people being eligible for refinancing. And we went from, asking people to come in the building to having a line around the door and having to manage that. And I don't want to let anybody down. So I want you to know what's going on. And we will work through your refinancing process as quickly as possible, but it's going to be a different process than our normal process. It's not going to be, we've built a reputation on speed and agility, and it's not going to be that. It's going to be, hey, I'm going to work until 11 or 12 at night to get this stuff done for you, and we're doing our best. So thank you so much for even paying attention to this video. Sorry it got a little bit long, but it's a lot of information and it directly affects your pocketbook. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.